여보세요. 감사합니다. Since I've been checking out a bunch of these series like Nizi Project and or even the second season of Nizi Project, there's been a lot of groups that I'm hearing that I hadn't had the chance to really get into yet. You know what I mean? Both girl groups and boy groups, right? And so one of those groups is 2PM. I, of course, knew of 2PM just because, you know, they're a JYP group, right? And so I was aware of them, but I hadn't really taken the time yet to listen to them. And I started hearing some of these songs, perhaps featured in the auditions, you know, they're gonna do a version of this song for their dance or their vocal or however it is. And I was just thinking, man, this is good. It's really good. You know what I mean? I was like, oh man, I need to catch up on that. I need to check it out, right? So today right now I'm going to check out 2PM's My House. I'm pretty sure I heard this, but maybe not. This might be completely new. This might be the first time I've ever heard this. But no, I just want to check it out. Let's just get into it.
Hey girl, take you home tonight. Get me, oh, get me, take you home tonight. Get me, oh yeah, get me. 네가 나타나서 나에게 무관심인 척 아닌 척하는 게 좀 그래. 네 맘은 안 그래. 내게 눈빛을 줬다 뺐다 다 보이는 네 속마음은 나는 그래. Oh yeah, I wanna take you to my house. It's alright. 우리 집으로 가자. It's alright. 단 아무도 모르게. 10분 뒤에 저 앞에서 너를 기다리고 있을게. It's alright. 우리 집으로 가자. Get me. I wanna take you to my house. 날 따라와. 이 시끄러운 곳을 아무도 몰래 빠져나가. 나쁜 맘은 앞서 널 조금 더 깊이 알고 싶어. 그 아주 부드러운 음악 선고와 헤매고 싶어. 네 눈빛과 몸짓다. 네가 하는 말보다 빨라. I know you want me to. 맘을 숨기지 마. You know I want it to. You don't wanna waste your time. It's alright. 우리 집으로 가자. It's alright. 단 아무도 모르게. 10분 뒤에 저 앞에서 너를 기다리고 있을게. It's alright. 우리 집으로 가자. 우리 집으로 너를 데리고 가는 길에 나는 몰래 미치겠어. I go, you go, we go, baby. One more time. 우리 집으로 손을 꼭 잡고 올라가는 이 길에 난 미치겠어. I know, you know, we know, baby. It's alright. 우리 집으로 가자. It's alright. 난 아무도 모르게. 10분 뒤에 저 앞에서 너를 기다리고 있을게. It's alright. 우리 집으로 가자. It's alright. 우리 집으로 가자. 우리 집으로. It's alright. 난 아무도 모르게, baby. 10분 뒤에 저 앞에서 너를 기다리고 있을게. It's alright. 우리 집으로 가자. 우리 집으로.
This is a really a jam, man. This is R&B, soul, with like a little bit of country twang in there. You know what I mean? It's really fun, man. And then that guitar, that wonderful guitar sound. There was a, oh man, like one thing about JYP music, and it can vary depending on the song, but pretty much you're guaranteed to have rhythm being a very important part of it. Like a lot of these counts are not intuitive. JYP songs, I like to do a lot of things like switch chords, like not on the one, but maybe on the and of the four, like before then. There's, it's the rhythm is solid. It has a great continuity all the time, but they shuffle a lot in the counts and things like that, and it keeps the songs very interesting. Definitely sort of informed by JYP's enjoyment of dance. You know what I mean? But this is fun. This is like, and I did hear this on a couple of the auditions for like the boy groups in the Nizi Project too, and it's good, man. Like it's so good. I was like, dude, I gotta check this out. This is an awesome song. And of course, you would hear the version of the person auditioning, kind of, if they're singing it, or sometimes if they're doing the using it for the choreo part. But it's really fun. It's really, really fun. It's just such an awesome jam. It's very cool, actually. It's very cool. It's one of those songs that has a lot of throwback characteristic to it. So a lot of this is kind of an old school type of a jam, right? Like a lot of the beat, a lot of the sounds in the mix. It has a kind of a throwback sort of vibe to it, but it also is still very fresh, right? Even now, this isn't, this was from 2015, right? So this is one of those earlier gen groups, and it's so good, man. It's so good. Okay, so it said this was the fifth album, right? This song is on the fifth album, and this was released in 2015. So we're definitely talking like a second gen group, right? Okay. At this sort of intro part here, it's a little waltz that's going on. Super compressed guitar.
Hey girl, take you home tonight. Get the
Even the drum, like even those kit sounds, man, they're so they're almost warm. You know what I mean? Like it's at times kind of brittle. You get that little like hit on the snare, or the 2 and the 4 kind of feels very, very snappy, right? Kind of hollow. It's got such an interesting characteristic to it, like the mix itself, the mix, the specific instrument sounds and everything. It has a really nice, almost rustic kind of quality to it, but of course the rhythm and everything is very much like R&B. It's a nice blend, right, of like the style rhythmically speaking, and then the actual timbre of the instrument sounds that are being used.
home tonight. Oh yeah. 네가 나타나서 내게 무관심인 척 아닌 척하는 게 좀 그래. 네 맘은 안 그래.
So the gure, it's like it's in the center first, gure, and then it pans left, gure, and then it pans right, gure, right? They're switching it up between the left and the right on the panning on that. His voice it's strong, like it's got a lot of resonance in it. It's not like super huge, but it's it's definitely got a decent amount of body on it. Let's see what else. Oh, the fact that it's kind of hanging around on like one chord, like this whole time, like since that guitar started in, right, with its rhythm, very chunky sort of cowboy-like kind of guitar rhythms, right? But we're just sitting on like the same chord here.
Oh yeah, I wanna take her to my house. It's alright.
There we go.
우리 집으로 가자. It's alright. 단 아무도 모르게. 10분 뒤에 저 앞에서 너를 기다리고 있을게. It's alright. 우리 집으로 가자.
So there's a little bit of a change up there in the vocal, right, as they switch to the other part, and they have very complementary types of voices, right? The two members who are handling the first verse there. At the chorus, we finally get a change up in the chord progression, right? Like we start to move to another chord and sort of building up this cadence, right? And it's really interesting. There's some synth keyboard sounds that come in. They start to thicken up the rhythm section a little bit. This style of guitar playing, though, it's very percussive, and it starts to blend in with what the actual drums are doing, right? And it becomes a part of like the percussion section. It's very cool. It's very cool. What is the bunny? What is the bunny, man? What is it like? The wolf, right? The next guy comes in and he's got this whole like wolf motif going with his with the visuals and all that. But who's this? Who's the bunny? Like with this, the bunny's like, no, he's like the other member, right? An interesting change here, right? Just it's a little bit of like a post-chorus section before moving into the next chorus. It's very brief, but it swaps out most of the mix for this bass sound, this synth bass sound that's coming in, and there's a ton of compression too that starts to let off as it moves towards the actual next verse.
I wanna take you to my house. 날 따라와. 이 시끄러운 곳을 아무도 몰래 빠져나가. 나쁜 맘은 없어. 널 조금 더 깊이 알고 싶어. 그 아주 부드러운 음악 선고와 헤매고 싶어.
So he's got this rap section that comes in. It's pretty good. It's pretty good rhythm. It's pretty strong, like throughout too. It's good. That was a good solid like flow through there. The guitar started to add these little bit of articulations in there, like these little bitty fills in there and stuff. These little licks that are started adding. You give it a little bit more twang, right? It was great. So it got a little bit more harmonic. So trying to move a little bit away from that percussive aspect of the of what it's doing, and giving it a little bit more color also. In an interesting contrast, right? The way it moves into this section and the everything that mechanically is happening kind of changes up a little bit, but it never loses that groove. It's very deep in the pocket. Oh yeah, here that's a great hook there. That part in and of itself is like a hook within the hook, right? We move into the chorus, right? But this that itself is a hook by itself. It's great. It's great delivery on it. It's Um, it's such a fun line too. And when I heard this in audition, that's the part that stood out to me too. It was one guy who was singing it too, in the way that there's those two halves of the chorus vocal pair up together, because one's like a little bit of a descending line, and then the next one starts like it brings it back up right away in a very springy type of delivery. But it's fun, man. It's just really good. And it's funny, it's like I'm watching the video, and these guys are just, they're just trying to rizz up this girl, right? Like it's funny, man. It's funny. It's pretty good. Great section. So the bridge section, right? The vocal rhythm's a lot more broken up now, but the synth keyboard sound is pretty much going like 4 on the floor, like but 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2, right? It's definitely kind of adds this driving type of characteristic to it now. And they're showing the car, he's trying to seal the deal, man. He's almost there. He's almost there. He's almost got her in the car, but bro's gonna show up and be like, nah, son, and then pull her the other way. Oh, do you hear that? The bass, boom, boom, boom. It's a wonderful. That was an awesome bass lick right there. That's what I was waiting for. And then the pitch harmonics at the end of this, right? It's like that acoustic. He goes all the way up to the 12th fret and hits the acoustic, or just chunks it off all the strings, right? It's really nice. It's really cool.
It's alright. 우리 집으로 가자. It's alright. 난 아무도 모르게.
Right there. Shh. Ping. It's good. It's cool. Really nice vibrato. Clean out. It's a boo. Over. It's fun, man. That's really good. It's really good. This is I think mostly like second gen. What I've heard is like more girl groups, you know what I mean? Like I only like Super Junior, I think, is the only other second gen boy group that I've really heard. But like this is good. They're like this still sounds great even now. You know what I mean? Like this sounds awesome. This is awesome. It's awesome fun. It's a totally awesome mix. Just like the blend of the style and the instrument voicings and everything. This two, it's kind of like two elements, right? And two styles, right? A lot of that R&B, very very like soulful type of sound that of course JYP loves, but a little bit of like that country twang too, a little bit, and then the percussive guitar styling just sort of compounding the actual percussion section of the mix. Really nice change ups between the first verse and the second verse, like it stays interesting, and then and it's fun. This is fun, you know what I mean? Like this song is a blast. It's a great time. It really is. It's really fun, man. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to check out more from 2 p.m. and some of these other second gen groups, man. It's just because you can you can always tell what their influence was. So since I kind of jumped in with like the third gen groups and all of that, just this fourth gen was kind of emerging. But I hear mostly third gen stuff. But if you go back and listen to second gen, you can always hear, like, so, without a doubt, the influence that they had on the third gen, and then third gen, on fourth gen, and so on. So all this stuff is pretty much connected. But when you can go back to the earlier gen stuff and listen to it, and like it's still just as good, like, what I mean, like, it's still fun, and it's still great sounding and everything. It's cool. It's a cool thing, man. It's a cool. This is a really good group. 2 p.m. My House. This is a great song too. Like, this is a hit, dude. This is a bop. This is a jam for sure. Man, this is great. I'm gonna definitely be checking out more from 2 p.m. though.